Now let me give you several small and quick updates to stories we've put a pin in, ones that we're kind of watching. First, there's the Caleb Harris case, and I brought you that story a week ago exactly. Okay, this is the young man who was active on Snapchat in the middle of the night on March 4th. He also ordered Uber Eats that night. He had 2 Lunchables and an energy drink delivered, but he never picked it up off the front stoop, and he disappeared without his shoes or his wallet, and with a phone that was either disabled or had lost power. Well, the reward that was set at $25,000, and it was actually set to expire this week, well, it's now been increased to $50,000, and there is now no deadline. His father just wants info, anything to help find his son. And there's some rumors that have been dispelled. Law enforcement is now certain the last time his phone pinged was right near his apartment complex. Rumors had been floating around out there that his phone was active miles away, but they are now saying that conclusively is not true. Now, a while back, I did an interview with Dylan Round's mother. Okay, that's a young man who went missing on his farm in Utah, and it's such a lengthy story for another day. Now, during that interview, Dylan's mother mentioned that she has talked and is part of an online group with other family members who are dealing with disappearances of loved ones. She mentioned that it has been so valuable to speak with these families because there actually is a right and wrong way to search for someone who is missing. Well, yesterday, Caleb's father told Fox News that he and Gabby Petito's father spoke and that the father offered some wonderful and comforting advice. I'm really grateful that Caleb's father has someone to lean on during this tragic time of life. Here's a quick reminder. Caleb is 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighs around 180 pounds. He has brown hair and brown eyes, and tips can be called into 361-886-2840. And another update. The trial of Chad Daybell has begun in Boise, Idaho. Now, at the time of this recording, the first 3 days of the trial have been actually pretty boring. They're in the process of selecting a jury, and the process is slow and deliberate. And you guys, that's exactly how we want it to be. It needs to be intentional. So I'm bringing it up just so you know what's happening and that I can let you know I'm watching. I'll keep you updated as this trial moves forward. And former lawyer and convicted killer Alec Murdaugh, well, he's now been sentenced to an additional 40 years. Okay, this time it was in federal court because he was found guilty of stealing millions from his former clients. Hey, remember, he was convicted of killing his son Paul and his wife Maggie at their hunting lodge in South Carolina back in 2021. And at that time, his son Paul was under investigation for murdering Mallory Beach in a drunken boating accident. Okay, at Alec's trial, his son Paul's Snapchat video was the piece of evidence to prove Alex was present while the killings occurred. Now, the 40-year sentence, it's more of a moral victory than an assurance Alex will stay in prison. He's already serving 2 life terms for the deaths of Maggie and Paul. So unless that gets overturned on appeal, the 40 years don't really come into play. But it is nice to have them there in the back pocket. Now, on Monday, during the sentencing, Alex said he was filled with guilt over the financial misdeeds and that he attributed his bad behavior to an opioid addiction. Now, Judge Gergel, who oversaw the federal case, he said that Alec's crimes were too intricate for an opioid-impaired person to commit. The judge then went on to accuse Alec of using his charm and charisma to deceive and scam his victims. Okay, there is a monetary victory for the plaintiffs. It wasn't just the 40-year sentence. Alec was also ordered to pay almost $9 million in restitution. Well, that's your Thursday episode of Rise in Crime. And as always, you guys, please tell a friend about all of the Oh No Media podcasts. That's Rise in Crime, Into the Dark, and Murder